Hey, we are in Joshua chapter 3 and chapter 4, and we're going to find um, God doing a miracle right away, just confirming the fact that Joshua is the new leader of, of the land. So this is Joshua chapter 3 and chapter 4 in the Good News translation. The next morning, Joshua and all the people of Israel got up early, left the camp of Ahziah, and went to the Jordan, where they camped while waiting to cross it. 3 days later, the leaders went through the camp and told the people, "When you see the priests carrying the covenant box of the Lord your God, break camp and follow them. You have never been here before, so they will show you the way to go, but do not get near the covenant box. Stay about a half a mile behind it." Joshua told the people, "Purify yourselves, because tomorrow the Lord will perform miracles among you." Then he told the priests to take the covenant box and to go with it ahead of the people. And they did as he said. The Lord said to Joshua, "What I do today will make all the people of Israel begin to honor you as a great man, and they will realize that I am with you as I was with Moses. Tell the priests carrying the covenant box that when they reach the river, they must wade in and stand near the bank." Then Joshua said to the people, "Come here and listen to what the Lord your God has to say. As you advance, he will surely drive out the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Hivites, and the Perizzites, and the Girgashites, Amorites, and the Jebusites. You will know that the living God is among you when the covenant box of the Lord of all the earth crosses the Jordan ahead of you. Now choose 12 men, one from each of the tribes of Israel. When the priests who carry the covenant box of the Lord of all the earth put their feet in the water, the Jordan will stop flowing, and the water coming downstream will pile up in its place." It was harvest time, and the river was in flood. When the people left the camp to cross the Jordan, the priests went ahead of them, carrying the covenant box. And as soon as the priests stepped into the river, the water stopped flowing and piled up far upstream at Adam, the city beside Zereth. The flow downstream to the Dead Sea was completely cut off, and the people were able to cross over near Jericho. While the people walked across on dry ground, the priest carrying the covenant box stood on dry ground in the middle of the Jordan until all the people had crossed over. When the whole nation had crossed the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua, "Choose 12 men, one from each tribe, and command them to take 12 stones out of the middle of the Jordan from the very place where the priests were standing. Tell them to carry these stones with them and to put them down where you camp tonight." Then Joshua called the 12 men he had chosen, and he told them, "Go into the Jordan ahead of the covenant box of the Lord your God. Each one of you take a stone on your shoulder, one for each of the tribes of Israel. These stones will remind the people of what the Lord has done in the future. In the future, when your children ask what these stones mean to you, you will tell them that the water of the Jordan stopped flowing when the Lord's covenant box crossed the river. These stones will always remind the people of Israel what happened here." The men followed Joshua's orders as the Lord had commanded Joshua. They took 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, one for each of the tribes of Israel, carrying them to the camping place and put them down there. Joshua also set up 12 stones in the middle of the Jordan where the priests carrying the covenant box had stood. Those stones are still there. The priests stood in the middle of the Jordan until everything had been done that the Lord ordered Joshua to tell the people to do. This is what Moses commanded. The people hurried across the river. When they were all on the other side, the priests with the Lord's covenant box went on ahead of the people. The men of the tribes of Reuben and Gad and of half the tribe of Manasseh, ready for battle, crossed ahead of the rest of the people as Moses had told them to do. In the presence of the Lord, about 40,000 men ready for war crossed over to the plain near Jericho. What the Lord did that day made the people of Israel consider Joshua a great man. They honored him all his life, just as they had honored Moses. Then the Lord told Joshua to command the priests carrying the covenant box to come up out of the Jordan. Joshua did so, and when the priests reached the riverbank, the river began flowing once more and flooded its banks again. The people crossed the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month and camped at Gilgal, east of Jericho. There Joshua set up the 12 stones taken from the Jordan, and he said to the people of Israel, in the future, when your children ask you what these stones mean, you will tell them about the time when you crossed, when Israel crossed the Jordan on dry ground. Tell them that the Lord your God dried up the water of the Jordan for you until you had crossed, just as he dried up the Red Sea for us. Because of this, everyone on earth will know how great the Lord's power is, and you will honor the Lord your God forever. So that's a pretty incredible start to Joshua and his leading. Behind me is a painting done by Benjamin West in the early 1800s of the Israelites crossing into Jericho, into the land of Canaan. And so what a testimony, not just for the people of Israel to realize that God is still with them and Joshua is still their leader. But what about Jericho? As they see all of these thousands and thousands and thousands of people crossing on dry land, across the Jordan River, word is going to spread like crazy that the Israelites are coming and they are a force to be reckoned with. You have an awesome day.